Hey everyone, welcome to another new episode of New Life Furniture. It's your boy Kyle, and I'm here with another one. Check this out. We got 2 tables set up. That's right, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Why? Because it's the last little bit of inventory that we have for the season as the winter and the cold is coming. I want to get both of these done and be finished and just work on the sales. This is something that y'all need to learn. You got to get into production. Making money, flipping these tables or any type of furniture. At the beginning, you got to learn what styles work in your area of what the clientele out there wants and which one of your styles is selling the most. When you find that one that's selling the most and the fastest, you want to be able to go out, grab a whole bunch of this furniture and make a whole bunch of those. You got to make that quick money back so that you can put it into trying out and making different ones and investing in yourself. So here's a perfect example of doing that. We're going to take these 2. They're going to be the same style, that same distressed beach house look. So we're going to sand down these, distress them with all of our tools, and then we're going to take the propane torch, flame up one side all the way to the other, add that nice burnt look into it, and then take some of that cheap white spray paint, and we're going to hit the whole table up nice and light, and then put that clear coat over the whole thing and have it looking just as good as we usually do. So let's go ahead, grab all our tools, big chain, pipes, claw hammer, rocks, any other tool we can do to distress this, and then we'll grab our belt sander, 40 grit, orbital sander with the 60 grit on it, and we'll go ahead, sand these up real quick and try to get these both done as quick as possible to get them out on that classifieds and sell them. So let's go ahead to the montage. Yeah. Working hard today in this beautiful sunshine, but that's what you got to do to make that money. So we went ahead, we sanded the whole bottom, flipped it up over, getting ready to hit the top up. That's where we need to be at. We just finished this one. Here's a little trick for y'all. When you guys are sanding the underneath part here on doing this beach driftwood distressed beachwood kind of house theme here, I always like to sand down. Make sure when you flip it upside down, you guys really work on the bottoms here. Sand it nice and smooth. Take the extra second. Remember, try to add quality to your work. We want to make sure that the table isn't wobbly. So if you got these old wood ones, take some time, really sit here for a second, sand down the legs so that you get rid of that wobble with some cracks or some bumps that may have been here from before. Then we quickly spray it with the primer, getting ready to flip it up. Once it's flipped up like this, all we got to do now is sand the top, prep it, get that ready to go, and then we'll grab our flames and hit this thing up before that sunshine goes down and we lose to the dark. Ooh-wee! Okay, so we took the orbital sander, sanded in between the leaf here real quick. We're just going to take our inexpensive white paint here, and we're just going to spray a little coat to get it sealed in between. That's all you got to do. Just like that. Now it's sealed. We'll push it together and then we'll sand the whole top and get ready to do the flames up and over. Let's go. So again, you got the table set up like this, ready to go. We're gonna go against the grain for a couple little spots, and then we're gonna go with the grain. That way to finish it off, make it look smooth, but we go against it to add those scrape lines. We want more of those. Check this out, y'all. Look at the distressing marks that we have got on this table. Looks amazing. Even onto that second table, look how it's showcasing through. Those are the big chain marks, the rock marks, the scratches that we put. You can see all the small indentations. Even that wire mesh honeycomb is coming through. Looks amazing. This is going to showcase itself as we add the flames up and over the other side. You guys are going to love it. So let's go ahead. We got to get to it because that sun is going down and we got to get this done real quick. So let's get our flames going and throw that on. Okay, so we got our propane tank here ready to go with our torch handle. And the side I'm going to choose is to work on this side right here. Why? Because we got some broken pieces on it, but that's going to be okay. It's not, they're little butt ends that kind of hide this hole, but I'm going to take the flame and darken up that side. So if you guys have little distressing parts, it's okay. All these little nicks, everything we have is going to be what the client and customers want. So we just got to make sure the design goes up, over, covering it a little bit to hide it a little bit, but it's still going to be there and we'll go that way. So let's go ahead. Okay, y'all, so we just finished. Check it out. It's got that nice one side going up, all the way up and over. We left a couple little spots where we didn't touch it. You'll see the white paint will jump all over that and look absolutely great. Look how that's turning out. Now we want to take our white paint. Again, we just got some inexpensive white paint and we're just going to do about 2 coats over the base and around the top. Gotta do it while it's hot. The key is to do it while it's hot. That's why we're not doing both tables at once. Do it while the table is hot and you'll see the paint just jump right in there. Now this paint is a primer, as I'm noticing on here, so it's coming on a little weird and thick, but that's okay. You'll see when the gloss goes over it, it's not a big deal, so let's keep going. Like you see how this primer comes on and it spatters a bit. It's got more of a spatter effect. That's not what we want, but it's not a big deal. It's still gonna coat, it's still gonna do what we want it to do, and it's still gonna be a light, easy-going way. So just keep doing it, don't stop, you'll see. Could turn out to be really cool in the end. Table number 2, check it out. Look how this thing is coming out. Again, one side up and over, getting those flame marks, leaving some of that bottom and side exposed, just getting a little bit of that mark. Again, while it's hot, this is when we want to grab that paint and start hitting it up. go. Both finished with that sunset starting to come on down. Didn't come out exactly the way I want. You can see that obviously by the type of paints, this being a primer oil-based, it didn't let the heat of the wood soak it up and really go in and crackle. So it actually laid down a pretty good coverage, which I'm not like super stoked about, but it still looks good. Still has kind of that nice look to it. Again, we went around, sprayed a little bit, and we got some nice looks. Again, when the clear coat goes on, it'll really just bring the whole thing together, and it'll really just make this thing pop and look good. But yeah, there you go. 2 done in several hours in one day, and we're set. Okay, y'all, so we still got some time of daylight left. I look at these and they're just not coming out the same beach distress as I want to. Like I said, that primer inexpensive paint that we got is just laying on a little too thick, even though we only used 3 cans out of the 6 that we usually use. So obviously primer oil-based is not as good for this technique. You gotta go with water-based latex paint, or not even latex, but water-based paint. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scratch this up and just see what happens to see if we can expose some coloring to it. Okay, y'all, so check that out. So we took the 60 grit orbital, hit it, and it's exposing a little bit of that wood to come back, bringing out that distress marks, and that's kind of the look we want. It's got to have a little bit of that natural tone showing through and not just having all white. This is what we're going to do. I'll finish it off before sundown, and I'll show you guys how they both turn out the next day. It's the next day. Take a look at these. These came out great overall. We took that orbital sander, sanded out the tops because it was a little too much white, because we used that primer paint instead of using just regular paint cans with a water-based paint, which obviously when you flame up the wood gets hot, and then that water-based paint absorbs. The water must go into the wood and you get more of that ghost effect. Like any primer, it's supposed to be thicker, go on to really coat, which is what happened here. So no big deal. You got to take whatever cans you can find at the cheapest price, because that's how you're going to squeeze and make your money out, because paint is expensive. So you got to do what you can in basically all these designs where you're going to rub the stain on it or sand most of it off anyways. So that's how you want to get by that. But check these out. They all came out pretty good. And we're still getting that beach distress look to it. Okay, so we got our polyurethane clear coat ready to go. We took a towel, quickly wiped down the top, made sure that there was no dust or any residue left. And all we got to do is go ahead, take our clear coat. We're going to throw a nice good heavy coat over the top, and then we're going to coat the bottom. Now, because I have 2 here and I'm just using 1 brush, I'm going to probably do the top coat on this table first and then do the top coat on this next. That way the brush that I have won't get too much dirt or anything in it. We want to make sure that the top parts are looking perfect. And then I'll start doing the bases thereafter. Let it dry for 24 hours. Next day, we'll take the clear coat and we'll do the second coat on just the tops. So let's go ahead and do it.